Another way we do outreach to industry is our own website. The website is deep and rich, and people in the entertainment community over these 10 years have been accustomed to using it. And one of the things that they can find on our website is links to tip sheets that the Centers for Disease Control has made sure are accurate. And these tip sheets are analyses, we have maybe 120 of them now, of a series of different health conditions. And in each case, they are written to be useful from the point of view of a writer. They're very concise, they're easy to digest, and they are full of stories. Individual stories, and in effect it says, although not explicitly, please steal this story. And in addition to the tip sheets, we put out a newsletter. 4 times a year we send a newsletter called Reel to Reel to 700 active writers, the most active television writers in Hollywood. And the newsletter consists of stories pulled from the news and from real life, which, if the writers want, would be terrific bases for doing episodes. We also do a series of awards. The awards are called the Sentinel for Health Awards, and it's a way of honoring the storylines of TV shows that are accurate. We want to shine a spotlight on people who do a great job, and we do this at the Writers Guild in front of their own peers to say, if you care about getting it right, you deserve recognition. The winners last year, and these are for specific episodes usually, not for whole shows, an episode of ER, Desperate Housewives, a soap opera, As the World Turns, Sesame Street, we have a special children's category, and we have a special global health category that Law & Order SVU won. And in fact, in just 2 weeks, the next Sentinel for Health Awards will be given out. So let's put all that together. We do this outreach to the writers. What is the result? Well, I'm going to show you a combination of a couple of scenes from one series, Law & Order SVU. The episode is called Fat, and the topic that we consulted on had 2 parts. One is the epidemic of obesity among adolescents and what the health consequences of that are, and also the causes of obesity, which if you only think about overeating is a little bit superficial of an answer. And I'm just one word about a phrase, an abbreviation that's used right near the top of the clip. PE is an abbreviation for physical education, which is the name of the courses, the classes in schools where you do exercise or sports. So this is a clip from Law & Order SVU.
Any big kids in the orchestra? Like over 200 pounds?
It used to be heavy kids played music just so they wouldn't have to do PE. But we don't have PE anymore, and about 1/3 of our kids are overweight.
What are you doing about it?
Now, made the cafeteria serve more salads and fruits, but kids like burgers and fries. Got 6 fast food restaurants right on this block. Vending machines are locked during school hours, but kids stock up before.
Look, and it's not just about food, right? I mean, these kids, they can exercise, play sports.
Where you been, detective? We can't afford sports facilities or the teachers to run them. They're lucky to have an orchestra.
How much do you weigh, Rudy?
320 pounds.
Have you always been that heavy?
Guess so. Most of my family's big.
What is your favorite food that you remember when you were a kid?
Snippy Snowy Flakes. The one with the lion called Snippy on the box.
Why was Snippy so special?
It's my favorite character on TV. And the cereal came with little toys inside.
Did your family eat breakfast together?
Mom said to work, so she would just sit us in front of the TV till school time.
What about when you came home from school? Did your mom cook dinner?
Are we going to hear about every meal Mr. Bixson ever ate?
Is Waldron?
Your Honor, I'm just trying to show the jury how impossible it is for a child to learn how to eat responsibly.
Your Honor.
Especially when the teacher is not a parent but a TV set whose sole purpose is to sell him as many sweet and fatty foods
Your
as
Honor,
possible.
she is testifying.
Jury will ignore counsel's last remarks. You may answer the question.
Mom's didn't cook. She was always tired from working 2 jobs. We go out for burgers or fried chicken, order in pizza, and eat in front of the TV.
Well, I'm here to warn you that this trial is about more than Rudy Bixton. He's just one victim in an epidemic.
What epidemic?
Obesity and type 2 diabetes.
Now, this trial is about murder.
It's about what led up to a murder.
Now, race, class, and geography guarantee that Rudy would become obese, would get diabetes. Obesity put Rudy on that park bench, made him the victim of a hate crime.
If you think a judge is going to let you use a health issue as a smokescreen...
4,100 people diagnosed with diabetes every day. 55 go blind, 120 have kidney failure, 230 get a limb amputated. That's every single day. Is that a smokescreen?
So what you see is the ability to include a huge amount of data of various kinds, both quantitative and qualitative, and not compromise the drama. So I've talked about the way we do outreach to industry. Now I want to turn to the way we do outreach to the public. And we do that in 5 ways. By pushing out our entertainment storylines through the broadcasts themselves, through web links to health information for the public service announcements that are for the public, telephone hotlines on various issues, and viral and social media. So let me quickly take each of those in turn. First, obviously, the storylines, after we work with the shows on them, they are then broadcast. And so just to illustrate the kind of reach that these shows have, Law and Order SVU, we worked on a measles and vaccination storyline, 10.5 million viewers. Army Wives, a diabetes storyline, 4.5 million viewers. Grey's Anatomy, a kidney transplant storyline, 12.6 million viewers. Huge potential impact of this kind of work. So the broadcast is a very important, huge mass communication component of the outreach of this work. We also put web links on the sites of these shows. The networks have for every show a site for that show, for the fans, and on those sites we work with the networks and the shows so that anyone who goes to the site who has seen the show and wants more information has a place to go to get accurate information. So in just that last year that I'm trying to give you a profile of, we put a total of 221 links onto network and cable websites, including 27 links on the show House to the Centers for Disease Control, 24 links on ER, 4 links on Grey's Anatomy, and 2 on Law and Order SVU. So the topics that these link to include things like mercury poisoning, Lassa fever, workplace safety, traumatic brain injury, and on and on and on. So every show that we've worked with, that we know what's coming, we work so that people can go somewhere and get additional information. We also put links on shows elsewhere besides on the show's websites. I'm going to show you an example from the show 90210. Do you have that here? So this is an episode about bipolar disorder among adolescents. I'll show you a very brief excerpt.
I have to understand what makes Dixon baking soda. And how do you understand how anyone becomes who they are? You have to go back to the past, all of their previous chemical reactions. Imagine all the moments in Dixon's life that made him who he is. All the moments and the moments that lead up to those moments, because there are no disconnected moments. Every moment is connected to a million other moments. God, it's exhausting.
So, an illustration worked on with medical and psychiatric consultants of adolescent bipolar disorder. So, when this show aired on the network, right after the show was a public service announcement, which we worked on with the show. And it includes a phone number to call. SAMHSA stands for the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, which is a government agency. So imagine you have just seen this show, you were totally involved in it, and the actress that played that kid with bipolar disorder then talks to you.
Every teen goes through ups and downs, but as you saw with Silver, bipolar disorder symptoms are more extreme than that. They might include severe depression, high anxiety, sleeplessness, racing thoughts, or recklessness. But there is good news. Bipolar disorder can be treated, and youth with this illness can lead full and productive lives. For more information on bipolar disorder and how to get help, call the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration at 1-877-SAMHSA7. That's 1-877-726-4727. Or visit the Child and Adolescent Bipolar Foundation website at www.bpkids.org/90210.
So you see from the show on the broadcast, using a compelling character to send people either online or on the phone for more information. That public service announcement was also put on the television show's website. So just in case you were fast forwarding through the commercials and think that was that, this way when you go to the website, you'll see that as well. And then, in addition, at that health website, the Bipolar Kids Disorder site, the public service announcement and links to the show also appear. So no matter where you go, you are getting the same message over and over. In addition, we have been using and been somewhat successful social media and viral media. This is a gossip site, Perez Hilton, probably the most popular gossip site for teenage kids. And luckily, a discussion was started with Paris Hilton saying, "Did you see this show?" And then you can see from the kids' comments, they're all talking about it. Wow, an amazing episode. And he is also sending people to that website.